Hello and welcome to another lesson on length. So here are our units of length. So we talked about non-standard units, such as using coins or our fingers, or even paces. But where we might walk across a field, how many steps it takes, maybe to cover a field. So that's one pace there, and we would count on and on and on until we found out how many paces our field equaled. However, the problem with this is that people's feet can be smaller, bigger, and they come in different shapes and sizes. And also, people's paces are also different. Some people stretch out more when they walk. Some people walk closer together with their feet. So again, this is the reason why we do not use non-standard units. Now, looking at our standard units, we have our millimeter, which we covered before, our millimeter here, and our millimeter is a smaller measurement than 1 centimeter. Below this, we have our centimeters. So as you can see, 20 centimeters is the equivalent of 200 millimeters. Okay, now let's have a look at two new units of length. So our other units of length are used for measuring bigger distances, bigger lengths than our centimeter and our millimeter. If you observe this equivalency data here, and a millimeter is equal to the thickness of a 1 cent coin. As you can see, a centimeter is about half the width of a €2 coin. And now we're going to look at 1 meter. Now as you can see, we have mm for millimeter, cm for centimeter, m for meter. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. If you think about the word century, a century equals 100 years. And that's the way I like to think about centimeters. Centimeters mean 1/100th of a meter. So basically, if we have 1 out of 100 as a fraction, we have 1 centimeter. And if we get 100 centimeters out of 100 centimeters, and we have those in place, we will get a meter. A meter can be a width of a doorway. And if you stretch out your hands now, look at your reach from your left hand to your right hand, or your right hand to your left hand, as I'm doing right now, I can see that my arm length from left to right is equal to about a meter. Okay. When it comes to the next unit of measure, you guessed it, if we have 1 meter and we have 1,000 meters, 1,000 widths of a door, we have a kilometer. And a kilometer could be equal to a walk in the park. And when we're driving or when we're walking or running or cycling, the unit of measure that we're going to use is kilometers. Okay, now that we've covered all the units of length, we need to now focus back on centimeters, meters and millimeters. So, to review what we've learned, I want to ask you the question: how many millimeters equal 1 centimeter? Pause the video now. Okay, so our answer is 10 millimeters equal 1 centimeter. So if we think about our millimeters as fractions or parts of a centimeter, we can figure out that 1 millimeter equals 1 part of 10. And in order for us to get 10 parts of 10, we have to get 10 millimeters, and that will equal 1 centimeter. Let's have a look now at our ruler. So on this ruler we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 centimeters. As you can see, we have little lines in between. These little lines equal 1 millimeter. Let's count now to see how many of these millimeters equal 1 centimeter, just to make sure that we're right with our answer as 10. So we're going to count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you can see, our 5 is marked here. We have 6, 7, 8, we have 9, and finally, right here, we have 10. And if I have 100 millimeters, it equals 10 centimeters. And change this centimeter value to millimeters. All I did was add a 0, and this can be seen on our ruler below. I have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to 20. And if I turn this ruler around, I have the exact same value, but this time I've added a 0 to it, just like we have here. And when I rub all this out, I'm back to centimeters. Here we have a normal pencil. I want you to guess what length you think this pencil will be in both millimeters and centimeters. Remember, when it comes to millimeters, we'll just be adding a 0 at the end. Pause the video now and take a guess. 0 starting here at our rubber. Figuring out across what our measurement is, we find that our ruler is equal to, we're going to remove this 0 here, 175 millimeters. I'm going to ask you now, what do you think this measurement will be in centimeters? As you can see, our measurement in centimeters equals 17.5 centimeters. I want you to make a guess at what you think this bumblebee's length is from this blue mark to this blue mark so that it's evenly spread out. Okay, let's have a look. So our bumblebee, its length is equal to 3. What do you think the bumblebee's length would be in millimeters? You guessed it, our answer is 30 millimeters.